Welcome, people, to a new episode of Lichtblock Professionals. And you hear it already. It's an episode in English. And in this episode, I've got someone special. It's a professional fencer. You say it like that?
Exactly.
And
Fechten
your name,
in Dutch. Yeah.
yes, and your name is Thomas Martine. And yeah, how do we get to know each other? Like, I think you wrote us at Lichtblock or so, or you were actually really
Yes.
interested in our products.
Yeah.
Then I was like, okay, honestly, I've never talked to a fencer. I only from movies and stuff, or maybe
Yeah.
some fraternities. Like in Germany, they do this fighting. Now I want to get to know from you, like, what is actually fencing? What do you do there? What do you do with recovery and all this kind of stuff? It's all those questions in my head, and I think it's also really interesting for the people who listen to our podcast, because maybe they've also never really heard someone talk about fencing. Welcome.
So first, thank you to give me this opportunity. I was wondering and really curious about the project of Lichtblock. I'm training like 7 hours a day and like 5 to 6 times a week. But outside this, I'm studying also psychology or master of psychology, and I'm working in human resources in a company remotely, and I have my own company too. So my day is
What?
never 24 hours. It's always more. So I need to set up everything to be in best shape every time to perform, and the recovery, the sleep, what I eat, what I do, it's really important. And I pass a lot of time on my phone and on my laptop, and I always get to trouble when it's about sleeping. So I heard like about the blue light and the effect that they have on your circadian rhythm. I say, okay, I need to make something with this because I'm eating good, I'm trying to sleep good, I do compression boot and all stuff. Okay, but there is something that is missing in my plan and in my recovery plan. And so I try to search some brand who were like doing these things, and I found on Instagram Lichtblock, and I was really interested by also the fact that you guys work with the red light therapy, and this is how I get to know. So yeah, I was like really interested by red light therapy and how to counter blue light, and this is why I reached Lichtblock.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with the project, right? And I'm glad that you guys accept to work with me because I didn't know if it was possible. People don't really know fencing. It's like a bit unknown every time. Like, you do fencing? What is fencing? It's a sport? Uh, So yeah, I'm doing fencing. I'm 27 years old. I'm from Paris, and I start fencing like 19 years ago. A lot. And it was really random. My mom, just because I was a bit like hyperactive, my mom bring me to like a school sports where you try every sport, like every trimester, every 3 months you change. So we do fencing one day, and I say, okay, I want to do this sport, and I choose fencing because I was really attracted by the blade. I wanted to have a saber, like something in my hand to play. What make me stay in this sport? It's all what this bring me about the discipline. Because as I said before, I do a lot of stuff around fencing because fencing is not really a professional sport. I mean, not in France, not really. So you cannot just do fencing, or you can, but then at 35, 40 years old, you will wake up and you will say, okay, what I will do in my life right now, and I want to avoid these things. So that's why I'm doing studies. That's why I have my own company. But I can do that thanks to fencing, because fencing teach me how to be rigorous, how to be disciplined, how to be consistent, because it's a sport really difficult. We used to say like it's like standing is to touch your opponent without being touched. Sometimes, like in chess, you need to sacrifice some points. Accept that this time the opponent will touch you because you have a bigger plan. This is what is really interesting with fencing, because it's really always the same things outside, but inside it's never the same things. And it can be the same opponent, but it's always different. My goal is to go to the Olympic Game of Los Angeles 2028. And I'm training in an international academy in Italy right now with a international fencer from all over the world. And with my coach is like the best fencing saber coach in the world. He's the one who get the most medal with every country where he used to train. This is why I follow him in Italy. Before I was in France, I was training in Orléans, which is a city near Paris. I was substitute for Olympic Game of Paris, so I didn't participate to the event. I was on the chair looking my friends take a bronze medal, and it was a good experience for me because I learned like it was possible to go there, and second I learned like if I want to go there, be perfect. Let nothing to how to say that. Nothing can be random. I have to
Yeah.
have a plan for every part of my life. It's like a 360-degree plan. It cannot be only fencing and physical. It's also the nutrition, the way of living, also where I'm living with who. This is crazy. Most of my friends, when I told them about like the blue light, now I'm sleeping really better because I feel like when it's night, I want to sleep. When it's 10, I want to sleep. Before maybe at 10 p.m. I will be on my phone. And, because of that, just close my eyes. My brain is still overstimulated by all this light, all these things, and I will not sleep. And they say, "Oh, it's placebo effect. Don't
Yeah.
worry."
No, it's no placebo, which is really
Yeah,
interesting
yeah,
because
yeah.
we've worked with so many professional athletes from all different disciplines. But what I found really interesting is that um, it's not like the super famous athletes, like the professional footballers or like soccer players like that. It's more the athletes like athletics or what you do with the fencing or like bobsledding or things like. And I was wondering why it is like that. Maybe it's the more popular you are, the more you have a high ego and you don't really care. It's also that certain sport disciplines, like when you talk to all the football guys or basketball guys, they play PlayStation until 12 at night and stuff, and they still somehow perform really well. Somehow there are differences in sports, like what you said already, that you really want to get everything in tune and to really ask the right question. Like, I mean, I looked at your Instagram and it's insane, what kind of reflexes you need to have to
Yeah,
perform. And we know
fencing. Yeah,
like good reflexes come with good sleep. Right?
really, it's impressive. I think I have an answer for your question. I don't know if it's like the answer of it's not maybe it's not general, but for me, my personal experience, it's like for people who do professional sport, all the issues that I can have and that people who do a sport with less funding can have. Like they don't have to work after training. They don't have to search for a sponsor. They don't have to do all this effort, all these things. So they get maybe in less difficult situation than us. Sometimes I know that I will have to sleep late. It's like that. So every time I'm thinking like what I can do to make the situation less bad than what it is. And
It's a good
it's
question.
like, yes, I always think like that, and this is my way to be also really positive. And anything can happen to me, I will try to understand what is the positive side of this situation. And I think that this philosophy bring me to Lichtblock because like when I start my company, my own company in February, and it's like a mentorship consulting company that I help young athlete, young fencer, mostly American and Asian fencer. So we are not on the same timing, you know. So sometimes I need to work with them at 10 o'clock, at 10 in the, 10 p.m. I have to. So I will sleep later than what I plan, that what is on my perfect plan. But because maybe I will be on my computer on the past, maybe this will affect me a lot because when I will close my eyes, as I say, I will not sleep. I will need 1, 2 hours to sleep. So
Yeah.
my point is like, okay, this situation is not perfect, but there is always something that I can do to situation affect less my recovery. And when I'm in the perfect condition, anyway, I'm still using the tools because it makes the things even perfect. So I think like this is a whole holistic approach of the high level, but also about the life. Like there is also some people in my training, but also in my sport, who will say to you, okay, this is not useful, this is placebo. They they don't take care of all details of their performance, and it don't mean that they will perform less good than me. Maybe they will even perform better. Everyone have his own way. And what I found interesting, it's like with brand like Lichtblock, this allowed everyone to find what he need to perform. Because, for
I,
example,
th- I think it's really important what you say, you know, like when it comes to comparing yourself with other people, and just do it your way, you know, and you said like, okay, that every person has its own way, you know, and there's no good or bad, you know, to do that.
exactly.
And if you feel what you said, like you're really sensitive to things, would you say, have you always been really sensitive to environmental signals, to nature and all this kind of stuff and how it affects your body? Or did it come like with the time? Because like I'm also a chiropractor from a therapeutic perspective, you know, and I've worked with many high level athletes and stuff. The thing is what you do there with the fencing, it's actually, you know, like normal athletes, they do like all the bench pressing and blah, blah, you know, but just it's from a evolutionary perspective, it's a really it's the best sport I think you can do, like coordinative and all this stuff.
Yeah,
And I
I
think
know what.
the more you train, the more your brain gets connected, you know, and the better your free reflexes are, and the better your focus and your concentration. And I think it will serve you for your entire life. Learned that as a young boy already, you know, because we
Mm,
know there's this time span between like 10 and 20. Like what you do there will affect your whole life.
yeah. No, yeah, this is really true. It's like in high level sport in general, you need to be able to have a fast decision. But when it's about sport like opposition, like fencing, but in fencing it's something so, how to say, real. Like these things that you will have to adapt to your opponent. Decide something before, and the thing is, you don't have time. We don't have in saber because there is saber, épée, and foil. But what I do, it's saber, and it's really fast, and you don't have time to think. So this is really interesting because we are like a bit like robot, like we are programmed. Before we go in guard to start the touch, you have to think about the touch before what's happened. Think about what you will do now. Go in guard and just do it. But you just do it, but at the same time you need to adapt and to look what your opponent is doing, if what is he doing and the signals that he gives you correlated to what you're gonna do. For example, if I want to attack, but my opponent attacked before me, there is no sense that I still attacking. I need to defend. the thing is, like, as you say, there is a lot of neuronal and brain connection that you make every day, because everything is always different. The timing, the moment, the distance, the opponent is lefty, is right. He hold his saber like this, like that. He gives this kind of signal, this kind of signal. So we pass our day, all the day, to adapt to what we see, to adapt environment. Even in the life, I was always really sensitive to my environment, like, but in both ways. So um it's really cool for me, because when I try something positive for me, I directly see the effect. To be honest, the glasses, after 2 days, honestly, I felt like, oh wow. For example, I was going, the first time I used them was after my World Cup in Salt Lake City. I come back from this World Cup, and we had like some rest time. And when I'm in rest time, I going in the office in Paris, the office where I work, and I'm on the computer all the day. It make a big difference for me at that moment, because at that moment I was with these glasses the whole day. Usually when I go home, when I go in my parents' home after work, I take a lot of time to sleep, and I never make the connection between the fact that I pass the whole day on the computer and the fact that then I can't sleep. Because when I'm in my training routine, I train from 8 to 3, then I walk home, then I eat, then I do stuff, maybe I study, but in fact maybe I pass 2 hours, maybe 2 hours a day on the computer. When I'm in my week of rest of fencing, and I'm working in the office, I pass maybe 7 hours a day, 8 hours a day on the computer. So it's not the same things. It's not the same thing at all. And after 3 days, I felt like, okay, now I have the same feeling that when I'm at home and I can sleep, I can close my eyes and I can sleep. So it was really interesting. And I have also, the cube for the red light. And at the beginning, it was a bit difficult for me to know when I can use it. I mean, because I'm always moving, always doing things. So when I will find 20 minutes where I'm like this and I'm not sleeping. So now I find a way. I'm using it while I'm cooking. Yes, and it's really interesting to see like how it's make me cool down. Like I'm really less stressed. And even like I use a lot, I really about like the data, statistic and stuff. I have one Garmin and one Whoop. So I
Crazy.
see yes, I see the difference on the data. It's not only in my mind, like I saw also the metrics about the sleeping when I start to use the glasses. My HRV will go high, my heart will go down, my quality of sleep was better. And I think like for the quality of sleep, it's a direct effect, the glasses. For the HRV and for the heart rate,
Variability.
yes, it's like indirect effect. It's because my quality of sleep is better than my heart rate variability is better.
Yeah. It's freaking interesting because like I always tell, in our company, we are not really allowed in Germany to make direct, like to give people like, you have to do this like 10 minutes a day and then you have this effect, because it goes into the like medical terms,
Medical, yeah.
But I always tell, okay, because all the studies right now, like they all show different results, with different timings and different dosage and stuff, and I think it's really, really great when you hear it from people and they say, just try it out and see what your body needs and how you feel with
Exactly.
it. Because we live right now in a society where everyone is like just in their head and they don't have this feeling. And But then we get so much feedback from people who say like, yeah, I use the red light, for example, in the morning just while brushing my teeth, you know? And then they say like, oh, just because of that, I somehow also could sleep better. I'm like, okay, how does it fit together, you know? And I think it has a lot to do with a proper light deficiency, also with red and infrared light, you know? And especially for you in like the office environment, but also I saw on Instagram all the fencing environments, it's all blue
Yeah,
light
always, always.
and no
No, this
infrared.
is
Yeah,
true. This is, but I learned that from the sport. My biggest problem in sport was always that I was too much rational. 1 + 1 = 2. For me,
yeah.
I was always the king of the training, and then I go to competition and I'm like stuck, and I start to being in panic. I understand. In life, there is no true. There is a lot of alternative truths, and you just have to find yours. And you just have, as you say, what's work for you.
Yeah,
And
100%.
you have indication, you can learn something, you have indication from people, but then this is an indication, and from this indication you have to find your own way to happen and to make it, because it's like someone who take a class of drawing. Okay, he take class, but not all his life he will not have to draw it the exact way than the drawing teacher. He will have to find his own style. And for me, it's the same things. It's the same thing with life. And every tool that I have the opportunity to use, appropriate myself, how me in my routine, how this can be useful. How can I use it? How can I make it? It will be something that I can use, and without being like feel like it's a charge. It's a mental charge that, okay, I need to use this. The red
Yeah.
light beginning, I didn't, as I said, didn't know how to use it. So I was like, fuck, I have this light. I know that it's good for me. To be honest, the first 2 weeks, I didn't open it because I was like, okay, no, now I have something else to do. Now I will sleep. So what's the point?
Yeah.
And then I just take like one back step and think like, which moment you are chill and you can stay almost in the same position, and the light will be useful for you. Say, okay, I cook at 7 p.m. every time, my dinner, and I say I know that the red light can be useful also before sleep. Okay, why not use it in the kitchen? I put my music, I put jazz music. I love to cook with jazz, red light. Life is good.
Nice. And naked.
Exactly.
It's interesting, man. Yeah. What other, like, if you're so sensitive, like, what other routines do you have or tools which bring you also like big effect? You know, you already said like recovery boots, things like that.
Mm.
But what did you find out for yourself?
I eat 2 kiwi before sleep for the melatonin. When I wake up, I put cold water on my neck and on my face, and this wake me up directly. And the most important for me, it's I'm really sensitive to the winter. I have like a winter blues because my parents are from Caribbean island, and I think it's like something that we have. Like and also it's a bit like mimetism. So I always see my parent in winter, gray, face like that, like not happy, slow. Some people are more able to be strong in the winter. I'm not this kind of. And in the winter, it's a big period for us because we have a lot of competition who are important for qualify for the biggest championship like European Championship and World Championship and Olympic game. So from December to end of February, it's like a really important period for me. And now since this year, it's only this year that I find that I found kind of some glasses who give light. So every morning when I wake up, I do these glasses, and I really feel like this and the combo these glasses plus the Lichtblock glasses, it's like this raise me up. I do a lot of breathing exercise too before sleeping and while I wake up. Not the same like when I wake up, it's something more about activation. It's about 5 minutes, and when I go sleep, it's about 20 minutes, and it's really more to cool down and to disconnect with my environment, my phone, my thinking. Like because many times I'm like I always think, okay, what I need to do tomorrow, what I need to do after tomorrow, when is the next competition, when is this that. This is the problem when you live in an environment and in a sport where you need always to make your own things. I my own manager. I take my flight ticket for the competition, speak with the federation to see, okay, I will go in camp at the moment, I will do this, I will do that. Things that it's good because I when I will be in a company, I will be able to manage anything and any team. Most of the time, high level athlete make good manager because we know how to deal with people. But anyway, yeah,
You work for Lichtblock?
hey, why not? Yeah, so yeah, I find this kind of tools to find the way to be always, not always, because there is some days that I'm unproductive like everyone, to be consistent. The problem is not to be unproductive, is to start a new routine but not productive like 5, 6, 7, 10 days in a row. The thing is all these tools and all these things that I include in my routine, the same things that when I take my key and I put them on my pocket when I go out. It's not something that I have to think about it anymore. It's like because it's my identity. I find out a lot of things in the last 6 months. Identity, the way you define yourself, will have so much influence in your next steps, in your next move, in your next action. Uh, I'm eating really good. I eat a lot of vegetables. I don't eat a lot of red meat. I eat a lot of fish. I try to. It's really new for me, and many people told me like how you find a way to not drink alcohol. I drink alcohol, but really not often. I don't smoke. I don't eat candies. I don't. And people are say, but are you depressed? Like it's because it's my identity. It's the way I define myself. I'm like that. It's not if you say to yourself, I will do a diet. I will do a this or that, and you don't appropriate yourself the things that you are doing. It's not working. It's a working a short time, but then you go back to your old habits because it's
Yes.
not you. It's not you. And the way you define yourself and the way people also define you, it will help you to this habit. So the glasses, the day I start to use them, I say I will use them every day. This is my glasses. Now I'm a guy who have glasses. I never wear glasses. For the people at the beginning, it was like, why are you wearing yellow glasses? You are a weird guy, you know? And I say, no, this is my glasses. Every day we will see me with glasses. And after 1 week, people get used to it. And even me, I don't have these things that I do it. It's when you say, as I say for the key, they say to me when I take this apartment, this is the key of the apartment. So it's my key of my apartment. This is my glasses when I'm using things that have a lot of blue light, like computer, everything. So for me, this is the best advice I can give. If you want to do something and if you want to change something, you need to convince your mind. It's not that a big changement or just it's you. you are like that. Now you are like that.
I think it has a lot to do with conscious, like, or subconscious programming, like how you grew up, and
Exactly.
a lot of people never really like, okay, what do I actually believe there? And like, because I do a lot of work as well with trauma therapy and
Mm,
hypnotherapy and stuff, and it's really interesting what people have stored underneath, you know, how they think about themselves, and we always come back to actually, of course, being human, you know, and that also means to be more connected to nature.
yeah.
I think this core, which is really, you cannot, like, it's a self-worth, you cannot fight it or you cannot improve it, it's just there, you know. When
Yeah.
you do those kind of things from that perspective, you would just do good things for you, you know. Why would you fuck yourself up, you know, like, sorry to
Yeah.
say.
No. It's really true what you say. It's I feel you, because for me it's like that too. I think sport helps you for that, for example, because in sport the people who win is never the people who are the most technical, the most tactical, the most physical. Yes, it can be, but at the end it's people who know themselves the best, because they know how they will react in every situation. So sport helps you to understand who you really are. And if you don't know who you are, you cannot advance. So there is this thing that we always say, like, how you can beat your opponent if you don't know how to beat yourself.
Interesting.
So fencing,
Can I ask you some more questions general about
of course.
fencing, because I'm really interested in, because again, I've never really heard about it here in Germany or
Mhm.
that people do it. uh, you said in Italy there's a big thing, you know, like, which are the countries where fencing is maybe quite big, and how is it in Germany? And, or maybe do you train with all your people you train with, like when you go to a big competition, are they also your, yeah, the people you
Opponent,
go against?
yes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So you
Even
know
French,
them already by heart.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, fencing is like a really small world. I think sports in general is a small world, but fencing is a really small world. When we go, so we have like saber, sword, and épée. And the biggest country in saber is also the biggest country in épée and foil most of the time. So it's like France, Italy, Hungary, Korea, USA. Japan is getting bigger also. In Africa, it's a bit different. In Africa, it's more like some individuality, big talent. Like one guy that I know who trained in US, his name is Faris Ferjani. He's born and raised in Tunisia, and he make a silver medal in the Olympic game in Paris. So he's a really strong guy. But they don't have a team. The only country with a big team in foil, épée, and saber is Egypt. Egypt have a very strong team, and the other country in
Interesting.
Africa have individuality, because most of the time they don't have a big structures like a national center where they can build a strong team, and so most of the time all the people are going or in Europe or in US. About Germany, Germany is a big country also of fencing. I know that, for example, the national center of saber is Dormagen. In Ford, it's like Tober Bischofsheim, and they are strong too. They used to do a lot of result. Um, the thing with German fencing is, as you say, I think it's not that popular, and maybe people have less opportunities than in some other country to have the opportunity to be professional. So I know I had a lot of German friends that when we were like 19, 20 years old, they say, okay, now I will go studies. I will go study. I will not live with fencing. So in France, we have like, it's not a professional sport, but to be honest, I think it's easier to find either sponsored, either company who will maybe support you. For example, where I work, they pay me. So this is why in Germany, even though they have big talent, there is not that much people who continue at the highest level. But they had like a team, like maybe 5-10 years ago who was really, really strong. They win world championship by team. They win a lot of medal. Right now they have one guy. His name is Matthias Zabo, and he do like a lot of result in the past Olympic game in Paris, in Tokyo, in Rio. So no, fencing in Germany is good.
But you know each other.
Yes, we all know each other. I mean, if you do World Cup, okay, I will explain you now the system. Like, one season, it's like about 15 competition. We have 8 international competition. We call them World Cup. So there is the whole world, and everyone is doing this 8 competition. I say 5 World Cup and 3 Grand Prix. Grand Prix, it's a bit like in tennis, you would say Wimbledon, Roland Garros. This is like the most prestigious competition. So these Grand Prix are in Orléans, in France, in Tunisia, and in Seoul. And the World Cup, it depends. It's moving. For example, we have one in Italy. We have one this year in Cairo, Budapest. It depends. It's moving. It's not the same. And in the World Cup, you have individual and team event. In the Grand Prix, it's only individual. It's like a ranking, international ranking, and you get point every competition. And every year, the competition at the same time last year, you replace with this competition. This is why we all know each other. There is not so many people who won World Cup and you don't see them. Most of the people are doing all the World Cup and all the Grand Prix, and we do camp before. We host people. For example, the World Cup was in Italy in Padova where I live. So we host a camp. Some country who came, like people who came from Kazakhstan, for example, they are really far from Italy. Sure, they will do a camp before because it's easier for the jet lag. So we really all know each other. And when you are in the top, like for example, me, I'm in the top 60 in the world, people will analyze your video. People will analyze your video, try to understand the way you fence, try to understand what they gonna do against you, and you will do the same as well with them.
What kind
So
of style you have now? Because I think like 2 days ago I saw like a video where they with AI tracked the fencer. Did you see it
yes,
online? It was really interesting to see how crazy those moves were. I'm like, what?
yeah, exactly. They do that for foil, also because right now one guy of USA create a parallel competition. He called this World Fencing League, and it will be in LA in the next weekend, this weekend. And he want to do a show to make fencing more popular, and they will use this technology. When you don't know fencing, it's really difficult when you just see the video to understand and to see the point, to see the blade. The blade is moving so fast, and the blade don't have color. It's like gray. So it's gray, and you see a guy do like this. You just see his guard, his grip, but you don't see the blade because it's going too fast. This technology is not really new because they use this technology in Tokyo Olympic game. But as I know, to use it until now because it was too much expensive. But now with IA, everything costs less. So they will try to make it happen again, and it will be even for us more clear to see the action. Uh, Fencing it's a sport in foil and in saber especially. The referee have a really big place. The referee has to judge the action and to give the point.
Yeah.
So we don't have any point for the beauty of the range of motion of the movement of everything, but the referee can be influenced. If your movement is disgusting, they will say, like, "What is this?" And they give the point to the opponent. It's interesting to have these things, to see the blade, to see all the things. And to come back to the topic about the competition. After this 8 competition, you have the championship. African Championship, Asian Championship, European Championship, American Championship in June, and in July, the World Championship. The year of the Olympic Game, you just have the Continental Championship and the Olympic Game. You don't have the World Championship this year, the year of Olympic Game. And the qualification of Olympic Games start next year in April. So it's 1 year, and during 1 year, it's a war, but it's really a big war. It's really interesting to see that because right now, everyone is fencing, but how to say? It's like an observation round, you know, they look what other people do. They don't give their 100%. They try to understand, to prepare themselves for next year. Next year will be a big drama. It will be really fun. I will send
Interesting.
you all the video of these things because it's crazy. Not so because right now, in the past, there were only like few nations of fencing. So mostly in Europe, a bit in Asia, a bit in America. But right now, because there is this new things, it's not only national center. Me, for example, I'm not in the national center in Paris. It's my choice because I wanted to continue with my coach. But there is a lot of fencers from all over the world in my training. But there is a lot of fencers who are training in America, who are training in other countries too. So it's like the world. So everyone from every country is at least have a medium level. So the competition are really tough, really difficult. And in fencing, in saber, we have like in foil and in épée as well. You have 2 days of individual competition. The first day we call this the jungle. There is no video. It's only you, your opponent, and the ref. And video, it's really important for us because, for example, if the ref make a wrong call, ask the video and he go look and he can change his decision. The point is 15 points. You touch, you have a point. You get touch, you a point. If you both touch, the ref have to understand who put the point. To understand this, you have to say, okay, he start first. There is like rules. He start first. He have the initiative. He start his attack first. You are late. He have the point. He starts first, but you take his blade. We call this a parry. You parry his blade and you do the riposte. You have the point. He starts first, but you touch his blade. It's like action with blade. We call this like this. You take the priority again. You have the point. But all this thing is really subjective. It's not so clear. So the first day you don't have video, it's the jungle. There is the pool. Pool, it's like you have 7 people. It's match in 5 points. If you do less than 2 victory, you are directly eliminated. If you do 6 victory, you go directly straight to day 2, so to the main table. And if you do less than 6 victory, so if you lose 1 match or 2 match or 3 match, you have to fence the qualification. And the qualification is 15 points. For example, the last competition of this weekend that I did, I win everything in pool, so I go straight to day 2. The thing is 250 people. 250 people. On these 250 people, only 64 people will fence the main table. 20% of these 250 people will be eliminated directly after the pool. And 16 people will go straight to day 2 from the pool because they win all. And the rest, they have to fight. They have to fight until we have 30 people remaining. Because then you have the 16 first of the international ranking. So in total, it's 64 people. But the thing is, it's can moving. I can do 64 now. I go to Seoul in 2 weeks and I lose in pool because the level is really tough. So it's really difficult to go out of the jungle. This is why our sport is really crazy. You can be really strong, but we will never see that you are strong and you will never get result because so many people can get result. But at the end, there is only one people. It's not a team. It's one people. You can do the best competition of your life. It's one people. And it's not soccer. It's not 1 goal, 2 goal. It's 15 points every touch, every match. So you need to be really consistent, because you can do a fantastic point. The next point, you take the point. You can be the most elegant fencer of the world. You can do the most beautiful touch. If you put one touch beautiful, every time that you put one, you take 3 stupid touch, you lose the match.
Man,
This
it's
is
really
fencing.
interesting. I understood now the rules a little bit more.
Mentally.
Next time I'm on a date with a girl, like, fencing, there's the jungle, and
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah,
and
yeah.
when you win 6 out of 6, you get straight to the pool. Did you ever fight with a real sword?
Like you mean like doing like fighting sport, other sport? Yeah, I did. I try MMA. It was really fun, because fencing is actually a fighting sport. So I was really good in distance. The guy couldn't touch me, impossible. But I don't know how to give a kick. Yes, really. Like, and even if he want to, and like in fencing, like, last moment I can escape. Like, I was shocked that my reflex of fencing was so useful in other fighting sports. But I don't know how to kick, and I don't know how to punch. The funny part is I do this sparring because it was a club in Paris, the club of Cyril Gann, who is a famous MMA fighter, and the coach of his coach is like friend with my old coach, and they say, okay, just we will bring them like 3 days in a camp with the MMA guys. Of course, we don't do a camp with the professional MMA guys, but at least intermediate, advanced guys, not beginner, which was a mistake. I get knockout this day because I was like, okay, I start to be confident. You can touch me. And one moment, one guy from Taekwondo do like this with his hand. And I don't understand, it was a feint. So he do this, and I look his finger, and I was like, what is he doing? And then he do a high kick, turn high kick. Like, first, his foot in the second things like this was like this. His stars, I was like, wow.
Well, amazing, man. I think we're quite good in time already. I want to thank you for the interview. Like, maybe do you have something like we talked a lot about also identity and the whole personal development thing. I think it was really interesting to hear that from you, and how individual things are. And not everyone is like aware of blue blocking glasses, but I guess maybe in the future, like, people will be more aware, because I think our
Yeah.
society gets more and more crazy with light and stuff. So
Yes.
maybe there's more suffering, and then people will start ask questions. But it's nice to have.
They will ask us. They will ask us in some years.
Yeah, it's really
People
nice to
will.
have you on board, and to have your testimonial. I think it's always nice to hear that, from my clinical perspective, of course, like when I work with clients, because I also work with some athletes, and of course for Lichtblock as well, to have your feedback. And I think it's really useful for people, because it's a lot about trust as well. So that's actually how our brand grew. In the beginning, everything just was about organic, and just to get in contact with people, and
Yeah.
real connections, because we're not like the typical, brand, which, like, where no one has really an idea about what we do. It's
Yeah.
really important for us. And I want to thank you for your feedback.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Good luck in the jungle.
Next jungle is Korean jungle, and it's a difficult one.
Like, I will see you, and like, I will watch the Olympics at 2028, and then
Let's
we'll
go.
see if you're there.
Let's go.
Good luck. Bye bye.
Okay, I will not wear the glasses under the mask. I cannot, but between the matches, don't worry.
You could, like, on the podium, you say, when you
Yeah.
have your gold model, and you bite in it, and you can.
I will say real OG, no Lichtblock.
Then you get some surprise from me. Okay, bye bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.